Coming in at the back post today. The World Cup began, and I have some takeaways. Firstly, what I will say is that Mexico looked good. They looked better than a third place team in their group that I had them slotted as. South Africa looked much worse than I thought they would be. And if you're questioning why did I think South Africa would be better than they are, I think Ronwen Williams, their goalkeeper, is one of the most unearthed gems in all of football. Because he plays in South Africa, no one knows how good he is. But when you are nominated for the Yashin Trophy 2 years ago and you play in South Africa, it should have been way more talked about than it was. And he should have got a lot more praise and a lot more plaudits for it than he did. But just because he plays in South Africa, no one really cared. And he didn't have the best showing today. That first goal was pretty bad in his first World Cup. I hope he'll do better in the next game. But I thought he would be good enough to carry South Africa into a respectable showing. But right now, I don't know how they'll get I don't know if they'll even get a point. Genuinely. Like, South Korea and Czechia are playing right now. They're still at 0-0. But I look at their squads. South Korea are not as good as they used to be, but they have a very experienced squad. Hwang In-bom, Young Ju-woo, and all these guys, Kim Min-jae. They have experience up and down their roster. And then Czechia the same way. And Patrick Schick, I think, is going to have a big tournament, especially if Czechia are going to make it anywhere. Patrick Schick and Thomas Souček. But I look at it and I say that I look at it and I'm like, at this rate, South Africa is going to do really bad. Mexico is going to make it through. Because honestly, with this new third place thing, you get one win and you keep a respectable goal differential and you'll make it through. And so Mexico have just about clinched making it into the next round. And any other stories that I'm thinking about right now? Of course, we know about the referee who's gone viral for not being able to enter the country, and then Gianni Infantino showing how much of a spineless brat he is, being like, oh, chill, relax. Let me talk about something that's controversial. You might not like it. In 2023, Indonesia was supposed to host the U20 World Cup, okay? And they refused to let Israel into the country. The Israeli team into the country because Israel is committing war crimes and they're an apartheid state and blah, 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 blah. And they're like, we're not going to allow the Israeli team in. This is our rules. Deal with it. Kind of like how FIFA, kind of like how the America is not allowing the Somali ref or the Iranian team and things like this. They're just like, this is our rules, deal with it. You know what FIFA did? They stripped Indonesia of the hosting rights to that tournament and then placed financial sanctions upon the Indonesian Football Federation. What? And then, here's the crazy part. Here's the hypocrisy. 2025 or 2026, the World Cup in America. America's like, yeah, we're at war with Iran. We're not going to let them into our country. FIFA's like, okay. We're going to interrogate every single player that's coming from a Muslim country. Okay. We're not going to allow a ref in just because he's from Somalia. Okay. There's no FIFA stripping them of the rights to host the tournament for their blatant racism and discrimination against people who don't deserve it at all and have done nothing wrong. There is no there's no financial sanctions placed upon the USMNT. There's nothing, no repercussions at all. But if you don't allow a team from a genocide state, you're fine. So, explain to me how this double standard works and why the football community shouldn't be up in arms as they are. Because everything that's gone on around the game that's been going wrong with this World Cup thus far affects the sporting product. It affects the sporting product when players are not allowed into the country. It affects the sporting product when all these things go wrong. But I rest my case. I'll get more into it another day. Thanks, guys. Peace.